Black Americans have been celebrating Juneteenth since 1865. They call it the Second Independence Day. But what is Juneteenth? How did it get its name? Why is it important? To understand Juneteenth and what it means, we must go back hundreds of years, back to slavery in the United States, Abraham Lincoln, and the Civil War. In 1619, a ship carrying enslaved Africans arrived in Virginia. Their arrival was the beginning of the American system of slavery that would last for more than 200 years. Most enslavement was in the South. White farmers depended on this free labor to grow and harvest their crops. Abraham Lincoln thought slavery was wrong. Leaders in the Southern states feared he would abolish it if elected. 1 month after Lincoln was elected President of the United States, Southern states started seceding. Seceding meant that they did not want to be part of the U.S. 11 states seceded, including Texas, where Juneteenth began. They became the Confederate States of America and hoped to form their own nation. President Lincoln did not believe in slavery, but he never wanted America split into 2 separate nations. He did not want to go to war. He hoped to settle things with the Confederate States, but that did not happen. So, on April 12, 1861, the Civil War, the war between the United States of America and the Confederate States of America, began. 2 years after the war began, President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation. The proclamation said all people held in slavery in the Confederate States were now free. When the U.S. won a battle, the soldiers let the enslaved people in those towns and states know they were now free. The war lasted 4 years. It ended on April 9, 1865. The Confederate States lost, and all enslaved people in those states became free. The news of the United States victory spread, but it took a long time for it to reach some towns. The news did not reach Texas until June 19, 1865. On that day, General Gordon Granger rode into Galveston, Texas, and read an order that said, "All slaves are free." There were joyful celebrations that day, and now there are celebrations every year. Since the news arrived on June 19th, June was combined with 19th, and the day became known as Juneteenth. In 1980, June 19th became a holiday in Texas. The state called it Emancipation Day. It was celebrated with food, fun, and activities just like celebrations for the 4th of July. Soon, there were Juneteenth celebrations in other states. Juneteenth is celebrated as the Day of Freedom for Black Americans, but it is celebrated in different ways. In some states, museums put up pictures and have classes on Black history. Some towns have Juneteenth parades. Some communities have festivals in the park with fun activities for children. Families sometimes celebrate it with backyard barbecues. Centuries after the Civil War, African Americans continue to fight to be treated equally. In 2020, more Americans learned about the significance of Juneteenth. They began to see it as Independence Day for Black Americans. More people joined the fight to make it a national holiday. President Joe Biden agreed. On June 17, 2021, he signed a law that made Juneteenth a national holiday. The day is called Juneteenth National Independence Day. Juneteenth is an important day in American history. It is the only day that acknowledges the enslavement of Black Americans and the only holiday that celebrates their freedom.
If you liked this video, you can find it and so many more at ClickView.net. Sign up for free today